Darkness. Okay, so in the group message with Gar, I just dropped a seed. Um, this seed is an Ultros League, but it's basically just an Ultros League. Everything is Ultros except for one thing, and that one thing is you are starting with auto condemn. If you don't know, auto condemn is the little countdown over your head, and then when it reaches 0, you die. If you have the trick to auto condemn is just weight tricking. If you just weight trick your fights, there's really no fight in the game that will take so long that the timer can go down. Because the timer always starts, like, I think it says with anywhere from like 38 to 59. It starts up there, so if you weight trick, you won't die. But the point of that is just to reinforce weight tricking, to keep it always on the back of your mind, or front of your mind. That's really the first thing you gotta hammer home. If you're not weight tricking, you're giving the enemy more turns to take turns and kill you. And for every 10 bosses you fight, 6 or 7 of them, you will get away with it. Because you're fighting leaders, you're fighting tunnel armor, you're fighting fishes that die in one hit that have 1 HP. It just isn't very punishing until you run into a boss that's going to punish you, like a poltergeist or an atmo weapon, or even an Air Force sometimes. Air Force, if you have any type of bolt magic, it's going to go down in 2 or 3 turns. But Air Force has a nasty habit of hitting you with a fractional HP attack and then it's firing off a diffuser and wiping you. But if you weight trick and you just get your 2 bolt 2s off, he has almost no magic defense and he goes down. So it's, again, just to reiterate, most of the time you get away with weight tricking, and then you don't get away, and then you come across a boss where you don't weight trick and it's gonna cost you. So that's why I just wanna get it down.
All right, sounds good.
If you didn't have a chance to watch the video that Selfer made, we'll go over it again when we start.
I watched the first one that you sent me, the one where he was fighting the red dragon, and like that was explaining it, like showing like what to do and going through with it. So I was like getting a little bit of an understanding of it.
It's too long. Didn't read the statement. Is if your ATB bar is not filling, the enemy's ATB bar is also not filling, and you just want to kind of let yours fill when it's convenient for you, and not convenient for the boss. That's all it is. That's all you're doing is just manipulating the times an ATB bar can fill, so that yours fills when it's benefits you, and your boss doesn't fill when it benefits them. And that time happens to be when you're acting, or when the boss is taking his turn. When the boss is taking his turn, his bar is full and sitting there, and you want yours to go up. And when you are acting, doing, animations, casting bolt through, swinging, or Ragnarok, or doing rages or whatever, you don't want his to fill. So easy concept. And again, all you gotta do is go to a sub menu, and it stops. But the thing is, just always have it on the forefront of your mind. If you want to load that seed and start your screen sharing whenever.
Yep, got it loaded right up.
Stream. let's just play through this as normal. I'll just chime in with some tidbits here and there. Let's get the final Kefka and then go from there. Start your timer and we can just play it regularly because I did this one with Oregon Dude, so I know where everything is, but I'm not gonna tell you where everything is. But I'm just gonna chime in with some tidbits here and there as you unearth some stuff.
All right.
And if you're not weight tricking, I'm gonna call that out as well.
Okay. Alright, so Maru, Cyan, Sabin. Go with natural morph. Alright.
So with throw starts, what I like to do is find earrings or an Atlas armament, because the stuff you throw is either based off physical or magical. Easiest way to discern between the two is that if what you're throwing has an element stapled to it, for example, fire skeins have fire attached to them, or blizzard, the sword blizzard has blizzard ice attached to the sword. Then it will be based off your magical damage. Everything else like shurikens, mithril blades, punishers, gold spears, anything else you throw will be based off your physical damage. Your strength will be like everything that's not elemental. So obviously hero rings are more ideal for that, but hero rings are also really rare. So I just look for earrings, Atlas armors right away, and then stuff to throw. Even though Sabin has poor magic power, you still want to. If we come across some earrings, that's still fine. If we're throwing skeins, skeins do better damage than level 2 spells. They have battle battle power. So it's still a great option, even though Sabin's not the number one person you pick for a caster. The nice thing about having Sabin, a character like Sabin with throw 2, or you like a Sabin lock or a Cyan sometimes with throw, is that you can find your earrings, find some skeins, and use that to get by early on. Because he has such high attack stat, vigor. Yeah, transitions really well later in the game when you start throwing shurikens or ninja stars, attack stars, or even mithril blades. If you don't ever come across shurikens, if you come across like a dirk or a mithril knife, it's like 200 GP. It's perfectly fine to buy 20 of them and not look for shurikens because they'll actually do more damage than shurikens. And they're so cheap it doesn't matter. It's perfectly fine. So magic start is gonna carry early, and then you can transition to throwing physical stuff later with him. So he's a great character to start with, and he's a great character to finish with.
All right.
In that, I think I sent it. If I didn't send it, Zelfer has another video where he calls it offense now and offense later. Right now, your offense now is saving with that throw, and whatever you find to throw, and then your Morrow, and then your offense later is throwing physical damage or doing other things that are gonna do more damage than schemes once he gets his levels up. It's actually very easy if you get to like a level 45, 46, and you start throwing, mid-game, B-tier items, which are like enhancers. It's really easy to start doing quad 9s with throw. Speak of the devil.
Always fun finding that when you have a thrower.
Bolt edge is nice. About 13, 14-ish. A little more than 10 is a good number.
Too far.
You know what happens when you put the Blizzard Orb on your Morrow?
We can cast Storm.
Yep. And that is really, really convenient, especially for doing fixed encounters. The downside to that is if you throw it on him and you come across a boss that absorbs ice or negates ice or does nasty counterattacks to, or if it's just something you don't want to cast on ice, that's it can get awkward fast. So I like to throw it on Yumaro personally when I'm going to do checks that have a lot of fixed encounters. Like we have Imperial Camp on the cable, and that should probably be the first place we go once we're done looting. For the fixed encounters only, and there's no boss at the end of it, and that would be great because Saban's going to be throwing bolt edges, and then he's going to be doing Blizzard Orb things, and that's a really fast way to get through Imperial Camp. Fire skins are the best skins. And then those mithril knives, that's another example of some of those things I would get like 15 of. See, that amulet can go, the wall ring, the back guard, and that XE throw, I would turn that into some mithril knives. And then as you go to and you open more chests, you'll come across like Regal Cutlass, you'll come across Wizard Thunderblades, you'll come across Man-Eaters, just random things too you can throw later in the game. Those mithril knives are going to be nice everyday throws, and then when we're, on Final Kefka or tougher bosses, that's when we'll throw that Regal Cutlass or like an Aura Lance we get from Poltergeist we don't ever use, things like that. Undershield, nice.
Super Bow, wow. I have not seen that in a long time.
Whenever I find a Super Ball, you really got to use it in the first 2 or 3 bosses you fight, because after around level 15. That's bosses get HP. That Super Balls kind of are just stops being effective. It stops doing enough damage. The percentage of damage it does kind of starts to really taper off. By that point you should have other avenues to do stuff faster. So you really want to find a spot to use that in your first 2 or 3 boss fights. That way you're not holding on to it until it's ineffective. You can actually one-shot a dragon that's like level 9 with it if you get a good roll. Yep. Alright, that's a lot of elemental diversity. Screen is all you can ask for. Actually, go back to that armor shop. Circlets are great for circlets boost magic and physical stats. So a Magus hat will boost more magic, and then Red Cap will boost more physical. And obviously the HP bonus for the Red Cap. But a circlet is a nice in between. Plus, it has a little more defense. So circlets are a great helmet to buy if you come across them. Really, the only helmet worth to buy other than a Magus hat.
All right, did not know that.
So, we're pretty good right now. We got great elemental diversification. I would do one of two things. I would either save and fly over to Cyan's Zozo check, because we have that Super Ball. We could potentially one-shot the dragon. Or actually, I'm sorry. We need to go to Collapsing House. Because we can still do some more looting. It's still early enough where you can keep looting. But by doing Collapsing House, you're working more progression into your looting phase, which just is two eagles with one stone, if you will. You're looting and you're working your way towards progression. And then after Collapsing House, I would either go to Mount Zozo and do what I mentioned. I would save, try to take on the dragon. I would just throw my Super Ball immediately, and if it does like a 3-digit attack roll, or does the damage that's under 4-digit, 1,000, I would just reset and find him again. Oh, or you can go to Imperial Camp. But for the purpose of this, I want to show you that. Let's try that, and let's go to Mount Zozo, and then after that we'll go to Imperial Camp and then go wherever.
All right.
Another nice thing about going to Mount Zozo early, is there's about 5 or 6 chests on the way there you can get, and you're still early enough where you can just keep looting it, and again, working more progression and stuff into a looting phase is just gravy on the biscuits. And then go ahead and check the price of the Zen Thief item while you're here too. If you want to do more shopping, then do that as well too. I would equip the party right now. Save, and then fly over there. That way, if you happen to come across, like if you get Doom Gaze, depending on what it is with that Super Ball, you have a chance to possibly kill it. You just have no chance if you're not equipped and ready. Or you have a better chance if you're equipped, and then if you can't kill it, then you just reset and come back here and you're right at your save point. Did we get an Esper from Clapton House?
Yeah.
Let's do what's on that. Nice. So one thing you actually want to do too, or you might want to do something to think about, is we've only done one check, or we only have one Esper. So before you start taking any fights, you can comfortably do 1 or 2. 3 is a little risky. 4 or 5 is almost guaranteed suicide as far as getting pieces of progression to push up scaling. What you could do is run through this all the way, run past the dragon, don't fight the dragon yet. Go see what is at the actual check up here, and then if it's an Esper, you come back, you throw that on Cyan, and then you come back, you fight the dragon, and you're getting the 50 ability points, and then you go and learn whatever's on that Esper. Or if it's a stat stick, like a plus strength or plus magic, you get a lot of levels for killing this dragon for your first fight, and then you'll get all that stat bonus with it. And then if it's another character, then the character gets the join in the fight as well.
Now, is it normally fine just like, because I see some people like when later on they go and just don't do the check, they just fight the dragon first before the check.
9 times out of 10, that's the best thing to do. But because we're sitting on one Esper and we're going to take a dragon fight, ideally you want to maximize your dragon fights and do them with when you need to learn spells or when you're just trying to get ahead of skilling. But we're just doing this to get a second Esper to throw on Cyan in case it's something juicy. And it's also just, there is no right answer. Go get the Esper first, then fight the dragon, or fight the dragon and get the Esper, or get the character or whatever. Everything is always situational. Yep, so, nice thing about that is after this fight, Cyan's going to learn Cure 3, and he won't be totally useless now. Alright, Cyan's gonna throw the Super Ball, and then Strago's gonna, Saban's gonna attack. If this has an elemental weakness we can exploit, we'll do that. And it does, we're gonna throw water edges. Oh, we're gonna throw the Super Ball with Saban, never mind. It sucks Cyan to get the experience, but right now Saban is the only character that matters.
Alright.
Warp out, and then off to Imperial Camp and business as usual. But if that roll had sucked, all you do is just reset. Takes all of 10 seconds to reset, get back into your game. and try the fight again. And that's just what you call saves coming. It's so much faster to reset out of that save and try to throw your ball again than to go back into the fight and try to kill him with just saving and you might go doing 200 or 300 damage every turn. So it'll take him a couple minutes to get as much of that damage as that one super ball did. And also from that one fight, Sabin also got 18 magic power because he went from 12 to 9. He gained 9 levels and he's supposed to magic power as per. So it immediately, like, his 30 magic power stat is now, you know, close to 50. He's super overpowered, and that's how easy it is in Final Fantasy VI to get to a point where stuff just starts melting. He's gonna throw a skein, and 90% of the formations you come across are gonna die. We're here. And then Cyan will just slowly catch up and get back into a useful position.
Oh, no, I didn't want to do fire. Shoot.
No, you're good.
Oh. Thought that would heal them.
So as you throw fire skeins, once you get down to like 4 or 5, you want to kind of start throwing bolt or water edges when it doesn't matter. So that way when you come across a boss that's weak to fire, you can hold on to a couple and you're kind of spreading out the stash or the inventory. You're not draining all of one cookie. You're saving a couple peanut butter cookies and sugar cookies for later. That is okay, because you didn't push up scaling. You have 2 espers, and Sabin is approaching level 20. He has 60ish magic power. Monsters are around level 10. So you're so overpowered now that what is level 15? Well, you're so overpowered now that there's only one boss that's gonna give you trouble if it's here, and it's Magi Master.
Now, is this best to just attack or just to wait?
So there is a timer when you start this fight that could be anywhere from 5 to 55. It gets set, and then once that timer expires, you kill the fish, and then Rizzo Foss can show up. What I do is I like to wait a little bit, and then don't use any abilities or MP if you're not abundantly with a relentless, endless source of MP or abilities, then I let just do regular attacks and see if he triggers out. But once he triggers out, you just all hands on deck.
Alright, so it didn't scale because of that.
Yeah, not ideal, but again, we're so far at scale. I would go over to Waterfall or Phantom Forest because we're in the area and just keep going. So I would go back out and save. The reason being, you haven't saved since Imperial Camp. It takes you all of 3 seconds to get in the menu and save, and it's really easy. Sometimes for Doomgaves to wipe you, because if you fight Doomgaves, and you don't have experience egg, or if your character hasn't died, you have essentially a 1 in 5 chance of wiping. And if you run into a Magi at this point in time, there's nothing you can do but reset because you don't have Berserk. There's not a lot you can do. So there's no point in not taking 3 seconds 5 or 6 times throughout the seasons, not saving, to potentially run into a 5 or 7 minute time loss, if not more. You actually don't want Cyan to attack, because Cyan's only going to do 60-ish damage, but he's going to trigger counterattacks. So all you want Cyan to do is wait trick for Sabin. While Sabin's acting, you want Cyan in the menu so Goddess's ATB doesn't fill up. But get in the menu, wait, and then let Sabin fill up again. But you see how she didn't, that's not her turn, that's a counterattack. If you just keep swinging a sword with Cyan here over and over again, she's going to cast Bolt 2 and Mega Bolt on Cyan, and eventually she'll kill him. Actually, she may not because he has that Thunder Shield, but she also has other attacks she can do, which will possibly wipe him.
Alright.
Actually, what I would do now is I would go to Walter Ruin Narsh, because now we can do the Walter Ruin Narsh weapon shop because we got luck, and then we can travel up the rest of the mountain and do Yumaro stuff in the Ice Dragon up there.
And normally if I have Amaro, I'm usually starting like going right here first, because like to do the 3 checks fighting the dragon and then Triarch and then Amaro's check. Now,
When you have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
do we want to check the cursed shield here or no?
I wouldn't, because I personally don't, unless I come here first. That's a pretty good weapon shop to choose from. I wouldn't unless I happen to come here first and begin to see, because we already did whatchamacallit, Imperial Camp, and that's all probably the rest fixed encounters we'll do the rest of the game unless we're forced to. Um, to anybody that equips it takes double damage from elemental attacks, and with Cyan already dropping the first dragon fight, you don't want to put on Savin because Savin's your carry, and then you don't want to put on Locke either because Locke's gonna wear that Illumina. You need blocking levels. It's not worth the hassle of that character dropping 2 or 3 times. Plus, we don't know the total. Even if at the start, the magic number for me is 10. Whether I do it or I don't do it. If it's 10 or less, yes. If it's 10 or over, I don't. Having already done 5 or 6 fights, that number has to be down to 5 or 6 first to do it, and it's so you basically have a 1 in 6 is the lowest it can be, so we have a 1 in 10 chance. 1 in 10 chance of it being the total we would do, so I just wouldn't. He is weak to bolts. I would give Locke that Illumina after this fight.
He has it on already.
Oh, he does? Oh yeah, let him swing.
I equipped it before I saved.
If you have a Locke start and when you do the weapon shop, there are only 2 items I will take over an Esper, and those 2 items are an Illumina or an Experience Egg. Everything else, I don't care what it is. You always take the Esper.
Shoot, might have healed him.
Everything that's not ice will either negate or do a 0 damage on them. So this is when you want to throw your mithril knives and your other stuff. Excuse me. Nice. He's weak to ice, by the way.
Jeez.
He's also, you can also instant death him, or he's weak to break, or stone as well. But then ice is his elemental weak as far as damage. Your upper is weak to instant death, by the way, but it has to be Exome because she'll reflect back Doom at you. And then I would, Yamaro's fun and all, and he's a great meme, but once you get a 5th character, then you want to go ahead and take Yamaro out. Even with Sketch, it's a crappy ability, it doesn't matter because you need controllable characters, or else Final Cut can get out of hand, and then you also want to be able to customize and tailor your offense and not worry on an unpredictable character if you don't have to, and now we don't have to anymore. Don't forget to
Muggle Charm.
yeah, and unequip the Amaro and get a snow level off him and see if somebody else can wear it. Since we're in the area, the next fastest place to go to is Doma Dream, and then it's another great option too because we're only at 3 espers at 38 minutes. Start spotting up some more espers and hopefully get tier 3 spells or other goodies on them. That's where I would go next. And then geographically after Doma Dream, Cave on the Belt is right there in the area, so that's worth doing as well. And then after that, it's a choice between Floating Continent, Phoenix Cave, Floating Continent, South Figaro Cave, and Gal Manor. It's kind of too late to go to Phoenix Cave. I like to go to Phoenix Cave early, like when I have block starts, because you can open the chest along the way and you're looting into your progression into your looting phase. But it's a little too late now to go there just to get 5 chests plus a chance at a check, when we can go a lot of places that are a lot faster plus a chance at a check, and we don't really need those chests. Later on, after we go through some other checks, if we start playing the Where's the Last Character at game, and we get down to some crappy options, then we'll consider Phoenix Cave. But after the early game, you really don't want to be going down to Phoenix Cave if you can help it. But Doma Dream, if you didn't know, the first spot, the Stooges bosses, can only be a Esper item, and then the Throne, after you finish it all, can only be an Esper item. But the middle part, the guy running across the train, he's guaranteed a character or Esper. So the nice thing about coming here mid game or at this point in time, or really any time other than the end, is that you can walk out of here with possibly 3 espers or 2 espers in a character and just move your progression up north fast. That's probably gonna kill him. So thinking ahead a little bit. Nice.
Now that would benefit Saban more, right?
Yeah, that's gonna benefit Sabin. I would actually put the experience egg over the hero ring on Sabin, and then give the hero ring to Locke. So thinking ahead, we have Sabin, who is out of this world. We have Locke slinging an Illumina, which is S tier offense, and then that's 2 lanes in Kefka's tower. Really just need Sabin or Cyan to be able to start doing something effective. And really go up the thing and then go to left. There we go.
I don't
And
know
really
why I
that's
was drawing a
just
blank on
probably
that.
most likely going to be dependent on what Espers we find. So once we find a tier 3 spell, we want to get it on both of them. Because Sabin is so strong. Sabin is definitely needs to go to the middle lane by himself. Sabin isn't scared of anything. Everything else should be scared of Sabin. Locke is, you know, could have some troubles, but overall he's fine. And then we just need Sabin and Cyan at one point. One of them, if not both of them together, to win a one-on-one boss fight for us. So as we start unearthing more Espers, we just need to find a Bolt 3, an Ice 3, or Fire 3. Or even if it's Flare, I think we already have Flare on an Esper. Maybe when we get 5 or 6 Espers, if we don't have anything for them to do, we take the Magic Power plus 2 Esper off Sabin and put it on which one of them has the highest Magic Power. And let them learn Flare and get a few more magic points, and then just so they can win their fight. Flare you can kill anything with Flare. You just don't want to be doing it all the time because it's such a long animation and it's not super strong, but it's good enough to take stuff down in just a number of turns. So you go back. There you go. Oh, this is at least one guaranteed Esper, then one more possibly on the throne. Oh my gosh, he has Fire 3 naturally. So, Fire 3 is my favorite spell in the game, by the way. That's good enough to take down a boss as long as that boss doesn't have to be hit for a Flame Eater.
Alright, so that 13 checks right now. Strength +1.
Yep, he gets the strength.
So here, look at. So weird belt. Go check.
Okay, on the belt. Yep, there you go. I would start. If this isn't a character Esper, I would reset out. The way to know if it's character Esper, if it's an Esper, you see the magic sight laying next to the wolf. If it's a character, you see the character sprite. But if it's an imp sprite or the imperial sprite, then it's an item. Then I would just reset out.
Am I worried about getting the offering right now, or nah?
Nah, because you don't have anything. Actually, you have that Admiral weapon. I would see if Saban or Cyanx could wear that Admiral weapon if you have it. Actually, what you can do is you can see who can wear that Admiral weapon. Because we know Locke can wear it. Oh, Shadow can wear it, so I would give it on Shadow. That is something Shadow can do. Locke can, by default, wear that Admiral weapon, but people that have Rage as an ability can't, because if you do a physical Rage with that Admiral weapon, the game breaks. And then, so just as a precaution, anybody that has Rage by default cannot wear the Admiral weapon, even if they could in the vanilla game. Do you remember where we saw Atlas armlets? I thought we saw them somewhere.
No, I saw hero rings at South Figaro in the World of Balance.
Okay. After this, if this isn't a character, we're gonna switch back worlds, and we wouldn't be out of line to go back there and get one for Shadow, because it's in the relic shop real fast.
I'm gonna go into a save point. It should be all right. Two. Used ice, that should work.
Oh crap, I didn't realize he was here. I don't think he had Berserk, but I would just heal with Light Cure 3 between saving throws. Saban can swing as well, but he probably won't hit. Actually, not Saban, Shadow. Saban just either throw the highest. Go down a little bit. No, I think it's Excalibur's Holy. 'Cause, 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 'cause the drainer, and then the impalbate, and then the rest of them, the knives. Because in this situation, there's no point in holding on to your highest battle power items. You need to throw them out now, because this is the real threat. While he is doing his element change, his ATB is not filling, by the way, so you want to save him to have his filled up. While he's doing that. Oh, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there.
Oh, we wanted to fill up, that's right.
Actually, do that Mirasami. Ooh, and the aura. At least he hit one time. He should have 2 or 3 more turns left to throws before he goes down. That tax star as well. There we go.
Should I worry about buying more earrings?
How many do you have?
I have only
yeah,
2.
buy 2 more. 2 more for Cyan eventually. And then we need 1 more hero ring for Shadow. I would sell that fixed ice and then get out of the menu. So nobody can wear that fixed ice. We're not holding on to for anything. Rather than going through and selling all, I'm gonna sell this for 900, this for 1900. If you have something that's worth a lot that you're not going to use, just sell that, then get out of there. So now we're down to Gal Manor, South Figuro Cave, or Floating Continent for as far as checks we'd like to do. And then it's just go from there.
Now, would it be easier to walk to the cave from here instead of get back on the airship?
Get back on the airship.
No. There we go. Forgot to check what.
I would put give that the Cyan. Because Cyan's kind of the utility caster, so he's the one that's going to benefit the most from Life 3. And then yep, that's good. And you also want to put Shadow in the front row at some point, so his Atma weapon will do more damage. Do you know where the offering's at?
That would just be in a monster in a box with.
So at the World of Ruin weapon shop for Locks check, it was Illumina offering.
Oh yeah.
And we took the Illumina. So the second item you don't pick is behind Terra's Wilt Gate check. So we can go on up to Wilt Gate and do that, and then go right behind, and we'll get that offering as well for Shadow. And then Shadow will be really cooking. We just went from 5 minutes ago wondering what is Shadow gonna do. From now, Shadow is probably our most desirable setup.
And so he possibly could go on a path by himself at Kefka Tower.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, Locke, Cyan, and Locke, Saban, and Shadow will be the damage dealers, and then it's just a matter of who can Cyan go with the just kind of support, and then you don't really want all four characters consistently attacking, because there's just not enough animation time. I mean, a time between animations for 4 characters to get their stuff in before somebody else is ready to go. So you want your 2 to 3 best characters actually acting. If you have Cyan doing stuff now, because even if you've got a decent Fire 3, Bolt 3 spell, it's still not going to do as much damage as what everybody else can do. After this, by the way, put Shadow in the front row for good. But there's really Cyan isn't going to be able to do as much damage as anybody else can do. So there's no point in having somebody else sit there with a full ATB while Cyan does his weak attacks. Plus, Cyan's weaker attacks are going to take longer to kill bosses, and it's going to trigger more counterattacks on the bosses that have counterattack scripts.
Ah, didn't mean that for him.
Yep, there you go. And all you want Cyan doing now is just learning the spells that are complementary to the rest of the party, like Cure 3, Life 3, Mute. If we come across Calmness Protection like Fenrir or Golem, actually I think we already have Fenrir.
Yeah, we have
He's going to
Fenrir.
be the one that has that Esper, so that way we don't have to waste the turn with Locke casting Fenrir. When Locke swings Illumina, we can just let Cyan do it. We need 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's go over to Gal Manor first, which is maybe a character Esper. We still have Zen Thief we could do. We could sell in the World of Ruin is 55k, and the World of Balance we can go. Let's go see how much it is in the World of Balance, and then let's kind of see how many Espers we're at then, and make a decision. Because we can go to Floating Continent, because Floating Continent's guaranteed progression. The problem is, if we only need 1 Esper, we really don't want to go up there because then it's a lot of time to go just to get the first Esper, and then if it's not an Esper character, then you're a really awkward situation. You wasted a lot of time for what you couldn't. But if that's 1 Esper, now if Zen Thief is an Esper right here, we can go do whatchamacallit, Fanatic's Tower. Because you can see the reward at the bottom of Fanatic's Tower. If it's a character, it
Same
will be
price.
this, right? Oh my god, it's almost the exact same. That's fine, just sell a bunch of stuff and get it. Like the Excalibur, the Snow Muffler.
That's the other thing I know is how much like a lot of the stuff costs, because I'm usually selling a lot of stuff that's should not even sell. That costs like $100 or 400 GP. Alright, one more.
Let's go to the World of Ruin and look at Fanatic's Tower.
That'll be right around here.
Do you know how many checks you're at too, by the way?
I believe 17.
That's nice, because after this, we'll be at 20.
19. Wow.
19. Actually, after this, we'll be at 22. So if this is an Esper, this will give us Kefka Tower skip plus requirements, and then we'll be able to go right in. Actually, I just thought of something. Well, actually, I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and go up there, because we're still sitting on 2 rods we can break and cast. Because Saban doesn't have the best spells, but he does have Flare. So we may be flaring our way through this.
Oh, why am I doing that? But, yep. Dragon. Do I want to stick that on Cyan so he can learn it for this dragon fight?
Which spell?
Flare.
No, because you really don't want Cyan Cancer Fire. Actually, get out of there, get out of there. You don't want to fight the dragon first, because you know you can kill a dragon pretty easily. Dragons are not very scary in this game. As you saw, we walked up to him and just hit the item command and took one down at the start of the seed. So we know we can kill a dragon. We don't know if we can kill what's up on top up here, because what's on top of this tower could be a lot more scary than that dragon. So you don't want to waste time killing the dragon, then coming up here and getting wiped, and then losing the time that you lost fighting the dragon. So you want to do this part first and get the dragon on your way down. Plus, there are some cases where you come here earlier, and your party's a little more compromisable easily, and you get into a long fight where you end up really low on HP or low on MP. Or you break all your consumables, or whatever the case, you're in a fragile state, then you want to skip the dragon on the way down. Because it's also the reverse could happen, is you can weaken yourself fighting the dragon, and then we'll limp up here and wipe. Dragons are not scary in this game, so we know we can kill a dragon, we just didn't know we can kill what's up here. I would, yep, there you go. He has Fire 3, and then 1 Flare. I wouldn't be surprised if this Flare does quad 9s. Almost. The last thing about Flare, Flare does 9,200 damage to him. Flare is going to do 9,200 damage to everything, if not more, as you gain more levels, because it ignores all the defense. It ignores all defensive stats and just goes right through, and it's a flat damage. And then now you go take out the dragon. Very nice. You actually could have, if you didn't have Condemn on, you probably could have sat there for an hour and that dragon would have never killed you.
Alright. So we got Kefka Tower skip.
Yeah, we're actually very strong. Always feels good when you end up strong at the end of everything. Some people will fade dragons entirely. I am a big advocate of kill them all. I hate them all. They're all stupid. Just kill them. Get them out of here. Just because you end up... It's a little... It can... In some seeds, it can end up costing you more time, but I think it's safer to end up at a point where you're consistently overpowered heading into the tower rather than trying to play a minimalist and just trying to see how minimal you can do all the time. Because there's sometimes you do that and great, you save off a minute or two because you skipped a dragon here and there. Or there's a lot of times too where you fall flat on your face and you can't get through the final fight. So I like to err on the side of the caution. And work more dragons into my run through everything. And two, it also leaves my back pocket if I ever need to cut off time. If I'm playing a large race with a lot of people and I'm gonna take chances, then I can just skip them and then see if it works out for me. If not, oh well. Some of the larger community races, like we'll have another event coming up soon. I'm pretty sure there'll be a qualifying see where everybody runs. It's not uncommon for there to be 40 or 50 people running it. So you just want to try to do something different to get through it at a better time than everybody else. Or as many people as you can, if you will. So whatever one he doesn't take, Fenrir or Golem. Oh my gosh, what an Esper. Just give Cyan the other one.
Ah, empty. No. Now, it's still, Bolt's Edge should still work, right? Or no?
Yeah. He's weak to water as well, if you want to throw a water edge and just see how much it does. We'll do about the same, depending on the roll.
I was unsure with this Spock there.
No, that's only, it's essentially Runic, and Runic doesn't work on, throwables. It will work, it will absorb if you break a rod, or if you break a shield, because that's Runicable.
Really?
Make sure to have that experience egg off of saving and give him another relic. I would also keep saving Bahamut, and I would cast Bahamut at tier 2 on some point, because Bahamut is really powerful, and obviously, you know, it targets everything on the screen, and then it's nice to just have that when 3 or 4 pieces are up, so they all get. It's probably going to do quad 9s, and it's just a nice one-time quad 9 use everything on the screen, and you might as well use it on the thing with the most parts.
Ugh. Nice.
I think 2 turns and he should go down.
I think this is the fastest I've gotten through these boss fights.
And it's impossible to know that there is a bunch of easy bosses up here. Well, it's still important to think about that and identifying that as you go along. How am I gonna get through left, right, and center?
And it's like good to know like Shadow with the offering, getting that he can easily do a side by himself. Saban could do by himself, and Locke could do something by himself.
Yeah. And that's also how easy it is for offense to come together, because remember, like, oh man, who's gonna do something, Cyan or Saban? And then adding a weapon and offering later, and now Shadow is breaking the damage cap. for us. So even if you hadn't found anything for Shadow, I wouldn't do this if you had to skip already. But sometimes when you get around to 15 or 16 checks, and you get your requirements to get into the Kefka to unlock or fight Final Kefka, I'm not opposed to just keep doing more checks and just finding more offense for all 3 lanes to have decent offense. Just because it's real easy to run into Poltergeist or Goddess or Doomgaze up here or Stooges and get walled with a middling character. So it's just safer to get 3 characters that can do something. Plus, it also makes this fight go a lot faster as well. Yeah, 117, 19 we stepped on the switches. I would say I would peg you about 10 minutes is how long this fight is gonna go. The one that it starts will be around 18. We should finish around 128. Just the game plan. Cyan just needs to 1 Cure 3 or X Zone on tier 1 and 2. After tier 1 and tier 2, the only thing he needs to do is maybe cast a tier 3 here and there and maybe a remedy. Lock, Cyan, Shadow, yep. I would, yeah, that's good, that's good. The rest don't matter.
Alright. Come on. There we go.
EX zones, everybody else targets the head. It's okay if Shadow swings and he targets some other stuff for now. Not the end of the world.
Well, that's why I was, because I had him with Shote. I was going to use that as backup.
He did 1 swing on the long arm, but that's okay. It's only 2,000 damage lost. When the head dies and we kill the long arm with Cyan, the short arm is weak to water, by the way. So if you throw a water edge with Savin, it will do quad nine. It should do quad nines on the short arm.
Alright, there we go.
There it goes. You throw a fire scheme. That might do quad nines on the face plus a little damage on the other one. Yep. Alright. And then attack, throw a water scheme, and he should die. Oh no!
Alright.
Remember 7 has Bahamut, and this is the tier I would bust it out on.
I was already saying that to myself.
Tritalk, Bahamut is the best summon Esper as far as damage. Tritalk is Tritalk is okay, but the problem with Tritalk if any element that Tritalk uses, which is lightning, ice, or bolt, if the enemy negates it or absorbs it, the Tritalk won't work on them. Everything else Tritalk is great, but if they ain't got the elemental thing they like. God, that's so beautiful, isn't it?
Come on, work.
I hate X-Zone so much. Actually, if you just throw bolt edges, if you throw 2 or 3 bolt edges and Saban misses, or excuse me, Cyan misses 1 or 2 more times,
You had to do
you'll kill tools before Cyan can. Because tools has 30,000 HP.
Come on, man.
Yeah, if you throw another bolt edge, he'll go down.
There we go.
Oh, got it away. I would throw that Blizzard at Tiger Face, because Ice is staple to Blizzard, so that Blizzard will do quad 9s and take him down if he's dead already. Yep, there he goes.
Alright, there that goes. But there's a life 3 on the back guy.
As soon as you get load up tier 3, Saban's going to be your first one to act. I would throw the Aura Lance in Lady's face. And it will do it should do quad 9s and she'll die instantly, and then we can worry about the rest of the stuff. You do want to kind of be careful here because you're about to die. Get in the menu, get in the menu, get in the menu. Look at your counter.
It slipped my mind with the counter. Forgot about that. That was on the seed.
What? I should have killed him. I wouldn't have him swing because he doesn't have good HP.
I was just hoping he would hit the girl. Alright. No, you had Bahamut, that's right. You had Shoat.
Go ahead and cast Cure 3 one more time to get Saban up, because if you eat a Mito, Saban will die if he eats it. If it lands on him. Does Saban have quick?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he learned it.
He has natural magic. Go up.
Yeah, I didn't see him. I didn't see anybody. I didn't see anybody learn quick.
It doesn't matter what you throw with elemental, it's going to do quad 9s.
Ah,
its
man.
magic. So throw if you throw a bolt edge with saving, he'll go down.
Just don't. Ah.
That's okay. Pick saving up with Cyan, and then have Locke swing a sword. So what happened was, you ate a Mito, you let Shadow get damaged, and then you overqueued with Sabin. So one of two things was gonna happen. Either Sabin was gonna... this is fine, we just pick him up again.
Nope, not
No,
double.
it's not fine. Nope, we're fine. Item, X potion yourself. I'll talk more about what happened later, but just let's work our way out of this. So get into the item menu. Find a Revivify, if we have any.
You mean remedy?
No, Revivify.
Yeah.
Put a Revivify on him, not Locke, on the statue.
On him?
Yep. So Revivifies will heal for 1/8 of the damage if it's not curing the zombie status, and he has 40,000 HP, so that's 1/8. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push him out of the medial phase again, one more time. Revivify him again. This is gonna push him out of the medial phase, so that way he's not gonna just spam us with medial until we die.
I'm looking at my
now
timer
that
though
he's out of the
too.
medial phase, we're gonna have Locke pick everybody up.
Well, my timer's going down too.
So I get in the menu. Get in the menu.
I'm in the menu. Where are you?
Phoenix down. That's unfortunate. So let's go back. So what happened was we overqueued. Overqueuing is another part of manipulating the menus and the ATB. There's specific order of operations with the scarier bosses. When you overqueue, what I mean is you basically queue up a bunch of attacks, and those attacks push bosses into different phases that you don't want them to be into yet, and their actions will trump what you have queued up because they're instant. So what happened was, he's in this medial phase, so he counterattacks everything with Medio. So what you did was, while Medio was going on, you queued Shadow up to attack. So Shadow loses half of his HP, so he does a weak attack. And then you also queued up Sabin to throw a Bolt Edge in the same time in the middle of the attack. So what happened was actually the best case scenario. So Shadow eats the Medio. He does a weak attack because he loses HP because they have no weapon. So he triggers another Medio. And luckily the Medio kills Sabin. But if the Medio hadn't killed Sabin, and killed someone else, Sabin was going to come right back after him and kill him, which is great. But if anybody else had died, we wouldn't have a chance to get them back up. What you want to do is, or the way overqueuing bones you is that if you sit there and let the Medio finish, you can then you can take a second. Okay, here's everybody's HP. I can't survive another Medio now if he triggers one, so I need Shadow to not attack. I need Sabin to do quad 9s and get this over with. So then you can skip Shadow attacking and then let Sabin throw your quad 9 Bolt Edge, and then that finishes it. So, Sleep, that part of tier 3 that wiped us, he has 40,000 HP. When he is between 40,000 HP and 10,000 HP, he alternates between single target attacks and AoE attacks. His single target attack is a physical attack, or it is a condemn. He puts condemn on somebody. And his AoE attacks are Whirlwind or Merton. When he has between 10,000 and 5,000 HP, first off, when he's pushed into the phase between 10,000 and 5,000 HP, he counters with Train. And then he also starts only casting Meteor and countering with Meteor every time he's attacked. If you push him into below 5,000 HP, instead of between 5 and 10,000 HP, he will counter with Meteor instead of Train, and then he counters everything with Meteor, and he only casts Meteor. So that's why when he's in that phase, you either want to be able to do quad knights to him with your strongest character, because he's going to throw another Meteor at you if you don't kill him. So you also want to kind of be cognizant of when he's pushed into that phase, and we'll go over that more when we get back up to him. But basically, you want to just slowly walk him down, because that's also what I'm talking about. Where in a lot of times in Final Fantasy VI, you just queue away a bunch of attacks and you get away with it, and then you don't realize it. The entire way down on Cure 3, you were just having Lock swinging, Saban swinging, Cyan. You had Golem and Fenrir up, and then he got pushed into that phase. He meteors you, Saban and Shadow queue up, and then things just go south. So throughout the entire fight, everything's going gravy, everything's going good, then you push him into a phase that you don't realize it, that can go south, and then things go south, and you don't get away with it anymore.
I should have threw the blizzard at the tiger face.
It's all good. Yeah, there are some different phases for the different tiers on this tier and tier 1, but they are so far less important that than tier 3's phases that I would worry about them, just not yet, because it's like it's just levels to this. Weight tricking is super important. There's also a thing called counter tricking. Counter tricking is where when a boss that has his ATB full, that counter attacks with attacks, or has a counter attack built into a script. If you force them to counter where their ATB is full, you can force them into a loop where they don't act for a random predetermined, basically a bearable sets, and they don't act for a period of time. So it's really important in vanilla speedrunning strategies for bosses like Whelp and Poltergeist and there's a couple others. Ones that counterattack. So like with Welk, it's important because you don't want him to go inside his shell. And it's really hard to kill him with just Terra and then Bix and Wedge. So you do have to force him to do that one turn so you can take him down before he goes to a shell just to save time. But like, none of that matters too. You can't really predetermine an enemy's ATB if you're not cognizant of your own. So there's levels to this, and the level 1 is just weight tricking, and then you can build on it or just go from there, or just, you know, if you never advance test, that's fine. I would say 90% of this community doesn't even realize there's something called counter tricking. So we're good. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna get rid of the back piece first. But after we're done with the back piece, we're gonna count the HP we do him this time. And then when we get about 25,000 done, we're gonna game plan.
All right, so attack, shadow.
So let's do this. That's about 6,000.
Yep, I was just calculating it.
But one thing you want to take note of, with Saban, if you throw a bolt edge, he's gonna do quad 9s. So let's throw a bolt edge. It's gonna put him at 16. And let's store that piece of information away that if Saban throws a bolt edge, he can do quad 9s, because we're going to use that to manipulate the rest of the fight. Let's heal up with Locke. Excuse me, with
oh,
go ahead and get Fenrir up. Yeah, get Fenrir up. So we're at 16. Let's have Locke swing his Illumina at him. And then let's get in the menu. And let's let Locke swing.
Alright, that's 19.
So with being at 19, and we don't want him to push him over 30, we know Saban can throw a bolt edge and do quad 9s, and we should be safe. Now you do want to be careful pushing him to 29-ish, because if he casts Merton right now, he can push himself into the Mio phase. That's why I originally said 25, but we had a nice easy number, so it adds up. So right now he has 29k done to him, so he has about 11k left. We do have a character, Shadow, that can break the damage cap. So if we heal Shadow all the way up to full HP and let him swing the Atma weapon, he should do about 12k, and that will finish him off, and then we bypass the Meteor phase altogether. Wait, why is he in the back row?
No, I got him in the front. That should do it right here. Yep. All right.
You know what? You know what you did? You counter tricked him because his ATB was full, and you triggered a counter attack. So that's why he was stuck in a loop, because he should have meteored you.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. Because I was a little nervous because he hadn't acted in a while. So I was a little nervous after he cast Q3 if Shadow wasn't going to get his turn off for him.
Trying to get used to this weight trick getting into the menu. So he has exactly how much?
He has 62.
Not Kefka, the tier 3.
Tier 3? He has 40,000.
40,000?
2,000 HP, by the way.
Alright.
Throwing water or bolt edge should do quad 9s. Saving or shadow attacking should do 8. I would just have Cyan break a shield. If you have it equipped, just unequip it. Actually, that Polar Rod. And then he swings the Lumina.
Shouldn't cast Fallen One, right?
So if you can do 30,000 damage, 8 speeds, 30,000 damage to him before he acts, you'll bypass the Fallen One phase. He's thinking it. If Locke had swung, he would have gone past it. That's fine. Mega Elixir is sitting there waiting for this very moment. But his 30,000 gets him out of the Fallen One phase. After that, don't act again, because now he has about 40 to 50,000 HP damage done to him. When he's under 10,000, I think it's 10,620 to be exact. When he's under that much HP, he has a 2 out of 3 chance of countering, or 1 out of 3 chance of countering with Ultima. Excuse me. And there's a good chance Ultima could kill you right now. But when he's charging up his Goner, which he'll do when he don't have the Fall Walk phase now, he won't counterattack. Now he's charging up, he won't touch us. We just hopefully do 30,000 damage and he dies.
Yep.
141.
So that would have been probably 131, 132 without that death.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's just like thinking like what your characters are gonna do getting into the tower, like what side they're gonna go. They can be by themselves or with someone.
Flare is a very long animation spell, and it's less battle power than a Fire 3, more than a Fire 2, less than a Fire 3 or Ice 3, but it pierces defense, so Flare is a great failsafe to put on somebody, and they'll, even with weak magic power, they'll pierce bosses' magic defense, and then they can get them through that. If not Flare, any tier 3 spell. Sometimes even if you can't find any spells or anything from the do, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and break your shields to get a character through a lane by themselves. I've done that numerous occasions where I'm taking a subpar character and I'm banking on throwing away my shields to get them through it, because you can't save your shields for Final Kefka if you can't get the Final Kefka. But just be thinking of something a third character can do, or third or fourth character can do to get you through a boss fight.
And then like when does the Meteo happen? When he gets down into how much HP?
When he's under, when he has 10,000 HP left or less left. So after you've done 30,000 damage to him, that's when you push in the Meteo phase.
All right.
You can also, so bosses' counterattacks don't act as their actual turn. Poltergeist and Goddess can counter with a lot of nasty attacks. If you ever, and tier 3 as well, so it's possible for you to push him into the Meteo phase, eat a Meteo, and then he turns right around and he acts on his turn, which is only to cast Meteo. And you might think to yourself, oh man, I'm unlucky, this guy decided to cast Meteo on me twice in a row. You're not unlucky, you just pushed him into a phase and then he acted. And it's the same thing with Goddess and Poltergeist and Magi Master and Inferno. It is possible to trigger a counterattack and then have them act on their turn, and you just eat damage back to back.
Alright.
That's also why earlier whenever we had Cyan swinging for 60 damage on Goddess, we don't want characters acting if they're not going to do reasonable damage, or else you'll trigger counterattacks that you might not be aware of.
Yeah, just like in that habit of just like get their turn through and not utilizing them to do like the wait trick and just leave their ATB up, so that way then they can just get into a menu to reset the ATB of the enemy.
I did like that you did Narsh, Returners, and then both Older Ruins. That's a good habit, and you can't do more with less if you've never done more with more, is my saying. So that's a good idea until you start getting stuff consistently down, like boss scripts and then Kefka Tower climbs and Kefka fights. Because eventually you'll get to a point where you're consistently doing, your time consistently drops, and then you'll kind of plateau and where you get stuck at a time, and that's when you can start saying, okay, maybe I cut out Returners, or I cut out one of the Figaros, or if I have a character that has a spot I can loot, I cut out one of these spots I'm going, and then you just cut off more and more. My first season of Ultros League, I looted the entire map. I went to Narsh, Returners, both South Figaros, Albrook, Thamasa, and then all my characters with free spots. I did that just to be safe, just to consistently finish seeds. And I was doing my average was around 90-ish minutes. One week I cut it out and put on my big boy pants, and I had a really good time. But I just did that just so I got in the habit of finishing seeds, and then I just slowly built on it, built off of that. Built off of that, more doing more with less. So now there's some times where I think I did a seed today where I only did 42 chests. You can only do 42 chests. You can go over 42 chests alone in Nourish, South Figaro Basement, and Returners alone. So
yeah, and sometime I had another seed where I had Terra to start, and I did Sealed Cave, but then I also went like Returners, Figaro, and then went to World of Ruin Figaro, and I didn't even do Narsh, so I dropped Narsh right out of it until I got Mog, and then when doing Mog's check, that's when I looted Narsh just in that treasure room.
nice.
So yeah, I understand like trying to cut something out to see with that. So like from the last time when we did this, the seeds that I was doing, that's just what I stick to as a game plan. Depending on who my starting character is, I'll start right off in Narsh, go to the Returners, and then do both Figaros. And then I cut out just going to try to get to that top chest in Figaro, just the top barrel to see what's there. So I cut that out, and that's saved a little bit for me.
Yeah, as I've played more, my mind has transitioned from as immediately as I see my abilities, I have an idea of what I need to get one character going, and then as soon as I find that, there was infamously a seed out in this restream not that long ago where I had a Mog with throw start, and I looted Narsh, and I found 2 earrings, and I found skins, and I said, okay, that's good enough. So I'd opened 7 chests, and I just climbed the mountain, I did Moogle Cave, and then I just kept going. And eventually I ended up having to take a forfeit because I forget what happened. Things went south somewhere. But yeah, sometimes like 7 chests, that's unheard of, but from when I started. But now 7 chests, that was it. Just go. And as you work your way, you'll land somewhere between doing stuff like that and then hunting out looting phases. And if you play more and more, then you'll get closer to that, doing crazy things like that. But you can't do crazy things if you don't know if it will work or not. Or if you don't know what it will and work against. But you just get that with time.
Yeah, so now I like see I got like down what to do on the tiers, and especially like that seed not having mute but having Bahamut, Sabin doing quad 9s, figuring out what to do with that. So it's just knowing what to go for and having the character set up.
Yeah. I think I can possibly do it. Actually, I think we're doing a restream next weekend, so I'm not good for next weekend, but the weekend, after this coming week, I work for a school district, so I'll be off, so I can do a lot more stuff during the week. But if you're only good for weekends, then the weekend after Christmas we can try to do another one. Scheduling another one, if not sooner.
Yeah, like I usually work. I work for Amazon, and just basically I work Wednesday through Saturday. So it's like the weekends are usually good, but then coming up, like I normally take the end of the year off, like the last week of the year off. But are you
on the AWS side or the Amazon retail side?
I'm on the warehouse side of fulfillment centers. So anything everybody buys, like I've touched it and sent it to delivery stations for it to get delivered.
Are you part-time? Is that why you only get 4 days?
No, I am full-time.
Yeah,
I'm full-time. I'm a manager, so basically it's 4 10-hour shifts.
Oh, nice.
So it's nice to have the 3 days off until we have to work our overtime day, which we were that way for 6 weeks, and this is going to be the second week where we didn't have to do it. So it's like, yes, a little breather.
Nice.
But like I know I'll be off a next Friday, Saturday, and then going into the following week, the Wednesday, Thursday. So I got a few days off, but like plenty of time to do some more practice too.
Nice. Next weekend, I think I'm doing a event with Pero. We're gonna do a community stream, and I think it's more like a show, and we're gonna have some announcements, year recap for Worlds Collide, and then after that, the next weekend after that, I'm good. So, we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, not a problem. Just let me know, and I'm all set. I'll set some time up. But I'll look to take these the weight trick into my last Ultros League run to see if I can get top 2 this time.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to put your VOD review on that wherever that mentor sheet was pinned. Put your week 8 read on that VOD review, and Gar will probably grab it and do it, and that's also helpful. Even though it's not one-on-one, he likes to sit down. He'll sit through them and watch and take notes and give it back to you.
Yeah, I was thinking of sending him my last week's Ultros run, just to see like if he could take a look to see anything else that I could have done a little bit different. Because the last one he did for me was pretty good. I learned a little bit from that, and just different chests that I was looting. Like this time here, like the only chest that I looted was just the beginning, and then just grabbed a couple that were just like the monsters in the box, or like something that was on the way, and not going out of the way to get something.
Yeah.
But thanks again. I appreciate all the help.
All right, you bet, Ben. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Take it easy.
Bye.